Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to 360 Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Today is March 31st, 2024. Happy Easter, everyone. I guess you could say this is a special episode of 360 Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Today, since it is Easter, the store is closed. That means no work. I'm sure as you usual know that Good Morning Wrestling Fans, I usually record while walking to work on the Spreaker iPhone app. But instead today, here at the 360 Studios, and for the first time, I believe in the history of Good Morning Wrestling Fans, actually recording on video. So of course it'll be the usual audio version wherever you listen to podcasts, Spreaker, wherever, but also the video version is available on YouTube as well. Also, just another reminder, there is a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic from last night talking about AEW Saturday Collision. And in case you missed Collision last night, I definitely recommend going back and checking out the Cope Open. The TNT Championship was on the line as the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland defended the AEW TNT Championship, and accepting the challenge was Matt Cardona, which was a surprise, because I didn't see any rumors or any really talk about Matt Cardona showing up in AEW, or at least not that I've seen anyway. And they worked a pretty good match. Of course, they do have a history going back to the Edgehead days in WWE. Back, of course, Zack Ryder and Brian Myers, then at that time known as Kurt Hawkins. That was after the Major Brothers, of course, when they repackaged them and brought them back as the Edgeheads. And also we had a pretty good tag team match between FTR and the Infantry in a quarterfinal match in the tournament for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Also, we had Kyle O'Reilly in action, defeating JD Drake. And in our other quarterfinal match in the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament, we had Absolute Ricky Starks and Big Bill advancing, defeating Top Flight. Thunder Rosa defeating Lady Frost in a pretty good match. And the main event, though, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley representing the Blackpool Combat Club, teaming with Katsuyori Shibata to defeat The Righteous and Lance Archer in a trios match. So, pretty good episode of Collision last night. Speaking of the Blackpool Combat Club, I have now watched the CMLL show in Arena, Mexico from Friday night. I definitely recommend, if you can watch that show, definitely worth checking out. The main event, very good. Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Matt Sydal. The reason they teamed with Matt Sydal for that match was because Wheeler Yuta, out with an injury, was not able to compete. And they did lose the match, but still, really good match. And after we find out that Bryan Danielson wants to face Blue Panther next Friday, right there in Arena, Mexico, that's definitely a match you should want to see right there. You definitely don't want to miss that one, Bryan Danielson and the Blue Panther. Also, Willow Nightingale was on the card as well. And, of course, Rocky Romero, who often does compete for CMLL. And also, not only is today Easter, of course, but it is also WWE Superstar Sunday on A&E. We start things off with WWE Rivals. This week, the subject is The Miz versus Daniel Bryan, which could be a good one. I'm sure they will definitely show at least highlights from Talking Smack, that infamous, or at least they call it a shoot promo from The Miz on Daniel Bryan. So that should be a pretty good episode of Rivals, I have to admit. But like I always say, I wouldn't really say that I'm really that into Rivals. Not that it's a bad show or anything, but just kind of there. And a lot of times it's about feuds, rivalries that you've already seen documentaries about. And Biography WWE Legends tonight is the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Should be a very good one. I think, I could be wrong, but I think this is the first time that they're doing an episode of Biography WWE Legends about someone who is current and someone who's not retired. I think this could be the first time. I could be wrong, but I think it is. So that should be good. And 1 week away, next weekend, WrestleMania 40. And to say, I know I say this quite a bit when we have multiple shows coming up, that it's going to be a very busy pro wrestling weekend. But next weekend, to say it's going to be busy is pretty much an understatement. All the stuff going on. WrestleMania, of course, the biggest, the grandest stage of them all, the showcase of the Immortals. And Friday, you got SmackDown in the Hall of Fame. You got Rampage and Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor as well, on Honor Club, Friday night. And you got all GCW, the collective stuff going on, the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame, which as of right now I know the Briscoes going in, and also Sabu going in as well. I'm not quite sure what day that is on. Could be Friday. Not sure. But, so don't quote me on that, because I'm not 100% sure when the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame is. And you got Josh Barnett's Bloodsport as part of the collective as well, with Shayna Baszler competing. I believe she's going up against Masha Slamovich. So that should definitely be interesting to see. So far, she is the only current WWE talent to be announced for anything. And also, I believe DDT is having a show over the weekend. And Russell Khan got everything going on. And their Hitchcock Memorial show as well, which I'm going to say I know every match on the card. I'll have to check that out and talk about it more as we head into Mania weekend. But what the matches I've heard so far do seem pretty stacked. And that is all for this Sunday morning episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Thank you everyone for joining me today on this Easter, tuning in, listening, downloading, wherever in the world you may be right now. Thank you very much. And I'll be back tomorrow around usually the normal scheduled time for the Monday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Hope everyone has a great rest of your Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. And hope you all enjoy WWE Rivals and Biography WWE Legends tonight. I will talk to everyone tomorrow, so hope you will all join me tomorrow as well. Until then, I have a great pro wrestling day.